Hey guys, Bobby Hughes here with Hollow Point Firearms, and just want to bring you guys a quick little video, sort of a food for thought video. And my wish for this video is that you guys will share this with everyone that you know. Not for the views or for the subscriptions or anything like that, but just for the simple fact that I want America to wake up. I was just doing a little bit of research earlier this week. Me and my dad we were talking on the phone, and he just finished barber school and is opening a barber shop down south, and he decided to name it Patriot Barbershop and Shaving Parlor. And so we were just kind of discussing, why he named it Patriot Barbershop and things like that. And so when we were talking, I had this thought to look this up and do a little bit of research on it. And I'm going to get to the punchline of this in just a second, but I just want to refresh your brain, or maybe educate you, because I don't know who's watching this, but I'm sure that if you're in grade school, you've never heard of the Constitution or Declaration of Independence or the American Revolution or anything like that has anything to do with liberty and freedom. And but anyway, contrary to popular belief, the American Revolution, the Revolutionary War, it was not fought against a country. It was fought against government. And I even looked it up to make sure that I was right. But basically what happened is you have the 13 colonies that were first established in America by British Americans. Right? They shipped themselves over here from England and or from the British Empire, and decided, or Great Britain decided that they wanted to establish a country or a colony or united colonies to where they could express their natural freedoms and liberties. Basically, it means you're free, that you're not dictated or you're not controlled by a government like they were when they were in England or Great Britain. And so anyway, they came over here and they set up shop, and they were doing really good, and kicking butt, and being prosperous, and had all the freedom and all that stuff. Well, I guess they didn't like that over in Great Britain, so they said, you're not paying us your share, so we're coming after you. And so they came after them, and that's when the American Revolutionary War started. So, like I said, contrary to popular belief, the war was fought against the government. And it was actually because they rejected the authority of the Parliament of Great Britain. And I looked up Parliament because it's a fancy word, and it's basically a board of royal people, or whatever you want to call them, and they are the dictators of what happens in that country. And so they went to war against a government, not against the country. If they were going to war against the country, it would be one country's citizens against another country's citizens, and it wasn't. It was brothers fighting dads and brothers and sons, and they were all fighting each other. And so anyway, just a little history piece for you there. Now, I get emotional when I think about the men who died in that war, giving us the freedoms and liberties that we have. They won that war and separated themselves from Great Britain and from the Parliament of Great Britain, and then shortly after, the Constitution of the United States was founded. And that protected the American citizens from ever having to deal with that again. But those guys died. They paid the ultimate sacrifice so that we could be free, so that we could have the Constitution to protect us from a government, so that we could have liberties, so that we didn't have to be controlled. We didn't have to be protected by somebody who thought they knew better than what we did. And when I think of those people, I think of the only word, the first word, or the title that I give those guys are patriots. Those are patriots. And those are the real patriots of America. So now to flip over to what I want to open your eyes to, I'm really getting tired of the people who say that, oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist because you think the government's going to take over and they're trying to control you. We have just as much freedom now as we had 50 years ago. And all this other stuff. It's not a conspiracy. I'm not stupid. I wasn't sheltered growing up. I'm not in a bubble. I work for the government, for crying out loud. I see it on a day-to-day basis. Something as simple, and this is kind of a pet peeve, something as simple as riding a motorcycle. If you are in the federal system, as a soldier, Marine, sailor, whatever, you know you can't even ride a motorcycle or an ATV without taking a class and being certified by the government to ride that? Are you kidding me? So, I mean, it's just, I see it firsthand. And I see it on a lot bigger scale than that. That's petty, but it's still pain. So, what I just wanted to show you that the government has more control over society and over the changing and adapting of the American citizens to be the puppets for their show, whatever they're trying to accomplish. And honestly, what I think is they're trying to just let what little bit of real patriotism is left in America die off, and they're not teaching the Constitution, and they're not teaching patriotism, they're not teaching American freedom and liberties and things like that in school anymore. The government has control over what's taught in the schools, so if it's not being taught to our kids, and they're just waiting for the rest of us to die off, and then the next generation's not going to have any knowledge of it, then they've won. So anyway, this is what I wanted to bring to your attention on. Like I said, when I think of those soldiers who died to give us liberty and freedom, I think of patriots. Well, I have a Webster's dictionary here, and I use Webster's just because I think it's probably the most creditable sourcing in the American language. So what I've done here is patriot. I looked up patriot. The definition of patriot is one who loves, supports, and defends one's country. Period. And the action of that would obviously be patriotic, or patriotism, love and devotion to one's country. And this was copyrighted in 1994, so I'm assuming that's when this one was printed. It was 1994. I couldn't find a revised date on it, but I think it was 1994. So anyway, I jumped on Webster's dictionary online because I figured it's probably the most updated. They probably update it the most. And you can check this out. It's merriam-webster.com. Type in the word patriot. I'm going to read you the definition. It says, one who loves his or her country and supports its authority and interests. Now let me read it one more time. Old version, patriot, one who loves, supports, and defends one's country. New version, one who loves his or her country and supports its authority and interests. That's kind of backwards to me. As a matter of fact, that's kind of downplaying or kind of just brushing off the guys who died for our country. And another thing I want to point out here is the old definition says one who loves, supports, and defends one's country. This one says one who loves his or her country. Well, heck, I love pizza. I'm not going to die for it, though. I love Copenhagen. I'm not going to die for that either. But I will die defending and supporting my country. But then it goes on to say, and supports its authority and interest. So what you mean to tell me is that, or what this is kind of shaping up to be, is that you mean to tell me that all those men who died for freedom and liberty and for the United States in the Revolutionary War are not patriots? Because the country wasn't established then. It wasn't the United States of America at that point in time. The country wasn't established. So you mean to tell me that they supported the authority of their country? I thought that's who they went to war against. And now I'm confused. So, I don't know. I just, like I said, I wanted to bring you guys a little piece here and tell you what I had found in my research. And like I said, share this with everybody. Maybe it'll open their eyes. I don't care if I'm ever known as anyone. I don't care if Hollow Point Firearms is ever known on YouTube. But I want people to see that the people who sacrifice their lives are not even referred to as patriots anymore. That's what this tells me. So anyway, leave any comments, questions that you might have. Let's start some discussion. Get this out there and see if we can open the eyes of some other people. But anyway, guys, till the next video, get out there, shoot some guns, be safe, and most importantly, have fun. See you guys later.